Okay, let's go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Green Conversations. It's a podcast that's going to be talking about climate change, environmental issues, and steps that we can take to adopt for a more sustainable future. I'm your host, Monica Kalo, a passionate climate activist and environmental enthusiast. Today, we're diving into an exciting development here in Zambia, the integration of climate change education in the national curriculum. It's a very big game changer because with this, we'll be able to actually impact our communities with skills and knowledge to tackle climate change. Let's dive into the topic and see what it means and the impact that it will have in our communities. Climate change is no longer a distant problem. With the belief that we had that it was a myth and never existed, I think from the low rainfall patterns that we've experienced in the previous years, the drought, the floods. Right now, we have a challenge with electricity because of the low rainfall patterns that we've been experiencing. I think we know that educating our youth is not only about these challenges, but is key to building resilience and is very fundamental. This focuses with global initiatives like the Paris Agreement and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 13, which focuses on climate action. Zambia's new curriculum is a step in the right direction. And as I said earlier, we're going to dive into this topic just to see how it is actually beneficial for us and the communities. So, what's new in this new curriculum? Let's dive into it. The new National Education Curriculum Framework was launched in November 2024. It incorporates climate education at all levels, from early childhood to secondary level. This type of lessons are more of competence-based, which means we're not only going to focus on theory, but we're also going to encourage practical learning. And the learners are going to deliver lessons with practical solutions. And this is going to encourage learners to be creative and innovative. For younger learners, it's about diving into weather conservation, sustainable practices in a more fun and interactive way. Because young learners can actually get bored very easily. So it just calls for the facilitators or the teachers to be engaging and be creative. This can be facilitated in songs, drama, role play, and acting, dances, and different things that you can think of. For secondary school pupils, it's more different because it's going to be more engaging and they're much going to be focusing on climate science, environmental policies, renewable energy, and all these other environmental issues, not only at a surface level, but they will have to dig and dive deep into the topics. For people that are wondering if this type of education is just going to be incorporated in the formal setup, it's also going to be incorporated in the non-formal setup, which is mainly vocational skills. Taveta has incorporated this through the 19 curricula, which addresses climate change challenges like irrigation systems, solar energy, and agricultural practices. In this curricula, we are able to see how it's going to be adopted, and it's not only focusing on school-going children, but it's also focusing on people that are actually getting vocational skills, which means that even people that are actually doing or attaining vocational skills under Taveta, they'll also have knowledge about climate change. Okay, so what are some of the impacts and opportunities that this new curriculum is going to present? Number one, to the learners. Learners are going to be able to learn practical skills such as tree planting, water conservation, renewable energy systems, sustainable farming practices that they are also going to deliver in their communities. For communities, what type of opportunities and impacts is it going to present to them? Communities are going to learn skills in, for example, reforestation. They're going to learn skills in renewable energy. At this period where we're having energy crisis right now, we're experiencing load shedding, which is actually a very big problem right now. A lot of businesses had to shut down. Those that couldn't afford getting a genset or solar, they actually shut down. But with this type of skills, we are able to also predetermine and make solutions and mitigation measures before we actually encounter that problem. So also for communities that are also going to be well informed, and they will also know on sustainable practices that they can adopt in place of challenges that they encounter, for example, this period when we have load shedding. They are also going to learn on waste management, which is actually one of the biggest problems that we have here in Zambia, because waste actually blocks most of the drainages, and during rainy season you have drainages that are blocked and a lot of waste in the environment, and this actually leads to spread of diseases such as typhoid, bilharzia, and cholera that we've actually seen in the recent years. And what are some of the benefits on the economic part for Zambia? Economically, we'll have, when a country has productive citizens are able to make informed decisions. We will also have citizens that are able to make creative and innovative solutions, which is going to make it's going to open up to new jobs, new green jobs, and youth are also going to also make their own solutions. By making your own solution, you're also creating a job for yourself. So if, for example, you want to make a solution towards waste management that you're currently seeing in the area, it means that you're going to come up with a workforce, because you can't do it alone. And this also just creates job opportunities for other people. And I've seen a lot of youths that are going out there and creating NGOs. The NGO doesn't function with one person, it functions with 3 or 5 people or more, which means a lot of job creation is going to be made. And we're also going to have a lot of income flow, which means that a lot of funding is going to be coming from the climate change donors and funders and people that want to see the sustainability being fostered in these developing countries. All right, let's now talk about the challenges and possible solutions that we have. So some of the challenges that we might encounter with this new curriculum is the untrained teachers. Some of the teachers are not trained to facilitate climate change lessons, so that's going to be a challenge. It will require a lot of workshops and trainings, but I believe with enough resources from stakeholders and people that are just interested in funding government with resources, we're going to be able to actually overcome this challenge. Some of the challenges also is in the rural setup. We would like to integrate also people in the rural setup, because sometimes resources are not adequate enough, and in the rural setup they have difficulties also with just access to technology. So we can have people coming on board, relevant stakeholders coming on board with also just contributing with resources to the government and helping them also facilitating these trainings in these schools for the teachers, so that they should be well equipped even as they're delivering the lessons. They know what they're talking about. Everyone has a role to play, from parents, policymakers, the teachers, the learners. Everyone in the community has a role to play. Let's support government in facilitating these lessons to the learners. It could just be through donations for the resources that they need. For example, sometimes schools would want to do some tree planting activities and they don't have trees. If you plant trees, or you actually know a person who does that, you can easily donate these trees to the schools and even just in the communities where you're coming from. This cannot be done by one person. We have to put our hands together to ensure that we foster sustainability in every sector for us to actually mitigate these climate change effects that we're currently encountering in our country. Zambia's move to include climate change education in this new curriculum is a beacon of hope. And I personally, I am so very happy about this move. And I will support it in the little way that I can. I will definitely do support this move. And if you can actually volunteer in the schools, I know there's so many environmental education students. If you can volunteer in schools for free, or volunteer in the communities to just teach people around in your communities about these challenges that we're having, we'll be able to have informed citizens. So thank you to the government for seeing this as a fundamental thing that needs to be included in the curriculum. We definitely appreciate, as an environmental enthusiast, I am so very happy and grateful to government for this move. So thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in to Green Conversations. If you enjoyed this particular episode, please share it with your friend and let's spread the word on climate literacy. Until next time, I'm Monica Kalo. Let's keep the conversation going and the planet thriving. Thank you. Bye. Next time.